From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Good evening and welcome to Ask the Attorney. I'm your host, Amy Rao Mohan, and here today we've got a chance for you to ask all of your legal questions to one of our experts, Kevin Kennedy,
Good
who's
to be
here
with
with
you
us.
tonight as always, Amy.
Yes, always good to have you today, especially in nice bright colors.
Wow, this summer, break out the seersucker. Try to give you some motivation.
Yeah, and it is
inspiration.
hot out there, so it's good.
It is super hot tonight.
And it's a really great opportunity for you to be able to ask Kevin any type of legal question that you might have, whether it's criminal or civil, bankruptcy, estates, family law. We tend to get all of those questions here.
You live in America and you've got all those issues coming at you from left and right all the time. We've got family members constantly has an issue, and so you should try to get the best information because knowledge really is power, and it's been that way our whole life.
And so make sure you call that number at the bottom of your screen and take advantage of this time with Kevin, 615-737-PLUS, 737-7587. And for people who haven't watched our show, you know, we're on the 4th Thursday, I think it is.
Yep,
I mess this up every time.
That's correct.
Of every month, and of course on the website as well. But tell people a little bit about what you do or what you have done for the last 30-some years.
Yeah, I've been a lawyer now for over 33 and a half years, and I've been at the top of 3 law firms over my career and hired and trained over 110 lawyers in that time, and literally hundreds of support staff, interns, paralegal, and have really faced every kind of crisis that there is imaginable. We've represented the rich and the poor, and we've represented all kinds of unique situations. And what I think I've learned after looking back over it, you can't do one legal problem without affecting 7 ramifications. So, you know, you take a lawyer many times that doesn't have that experience, said, yes, we can do that. And I said, well, did you think about this? No, I didn't. And you know what, most lawyers, they come back and say, I didn't even know that was a law. There's so many laws.
And they're constantly changing.
They're constantly changing, and every time the legislature meets, they come out with new laws. I got something today, effective July 1. Did you know this? And one of the laws that came out now, if you have a domestic assault, they're going to come and you have to do an affidavit to relinquish the firearm. We didn't have to do that. Brand new law, brand new forms. The judges are still trying to get used to the forms. How are we going to realistically implement that? And while I'm there, you know, domestic assault, they're loaded in the courts everywhere. You might pick up the phone and say, well, my wife's out of control. I want you just to talk to her. Realistically, they're probably going to come out there, do their investigation, and one of you is going to jail. And so if one goes, well, then you've got to make bond. Then there's a how many hours cooling off period if they take you to jail?
Yeah, which I think may have changed July 1st.
Well, it's been 12 hours.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody tries to get out of the 12 hours. And but the truth of the matter is, if you get convicted of a domestic assault, you're not going to be able to get that top security clearance. Many jobs they will not let you have. It'll pop up when you try to buy a gun, a used gun, a new gun. It creates a host of problems for a lifetime. So I always like to say on the show, the early bird gets the worm. If I got in trouble tonight, if Amy got in trouble tonight, we're confronted with a major problem, I would hire a lawyer, and you would too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you need someone to advocate for you, and so take a chance and call in tonight, 737-PLUS, 737-7587. Whatever you want to talk about that deals with legal issues, again, across the board. I'm sure we'll have some calls about OJ. That seems like the big legal news today, OJ getting paroled. We'll get to some of these
before
calls.
we go, I would you know, when OJ's trial came, everybody was obsessed. I'll tell you what came out of, and of course, I likewise was watching
clearly
and
they're
evaluating.
still obsessed. It's kind of amazing how much a parole hearing is covered.
Let me tell you, when I saw that, I said, well, how did he get away? You know, they all later said he was found guilty on the wrongful death, a lawsuit, and they said, well, that's double jeopardy. No, it's not. But out of that came the idea that they had a trial before the trial. They flushed out all the mistakes, and I said, if it's good enough for OJ, it's good enough for me. And so I built the Court of Creativity, the largest private courtroom in Tennessee at my Fort Campbell location, and we go in and prepare a case, and you really can flush out a lot of mistakes.
Do you have a mock jury watch?
Yes, and many times we take our own secretaries and let them be mock jurors, and then, you know, over the years, we had high schoolers come, and they're smart. Even middle schoolers come, Austin Peay students, and then you say, I'm not sure how they're going to react to this question, this closed door, or this cross-examination. Are you mean? Are you nice? Are you soft? And it is extremely effective, and it's proven time and time again. And you know, one of my lawyers said, Kevin, are you crazy? I said, well, probably so, but we're going to do it. And I said, it's paid for itself many, many times. What's the greatest investment? Is invest in yourself, your education, in this program, learning.
But he didn't try on the glove before a mock jury.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, at the last second, apparently.
Yeah, anybody would have figured that out. Go ahead.
All right, let's go to Carl here. Hi, Carl.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Great, Carl. What you got tonight?
Okay, I'm renting a home, and the landlord sold the home to a second party. And okay, I'm on TV. Wow.
Just think that you're on the phone.
They put a heater system in my home, but they never connected. And I got an outstanding light bill, close to $2,000. But though I can't. What can I do to send a paper? Hey, how can y'all pay back this outstanding light bill I got?
So do you, one of the questions gets down to, if it is in your name, you're responsible when you put that in there. A lot of times we have issues, they won't let you turn that electricity on because there's an outstanding bill, and somehow they're trying to say that you were connected to them some kind of way, a family member or someone else. But you can always dispute that. Remember, what's fair and what's right, everybody wants to do what's fair. If I rented this and they said you can't turn on electricity because there's an outstanding bill, I would go and move up the ladder until I got that resolved. What could have happened too, kind of like what you're saying, it wasn't put in properly and it ran your light bill up because it wasn't insulated or whatever. Well, then you're in a dispute with your landlord, and I'd go see him and try to negotiate, because that again is unfair.
All right, so keep those questions coming. 737 plus 737 7587. We've got Vita here. Hi, Vita.
How you doing?
Great.
Good.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Quick question. In order to get out of state, should I get a lawyer in the state that the accident happened, or should I get one here in the Tennessee area? And how do you find the best lawyer?
Okay, well,
It's for
what?
a personal injury accident.
We have lots of people that have car wrecks outside the state of Tennessee. And so, yes, we handle those kinds of cases, and we do it all the time. Some of the biggest settlements we've ever received have been out-of-state cases.
And we'll put Kevin's information up at the end of the show just for anyone who wants that.
It's really fascinating. One of the cases that we got in the millions over was a case that another lawyer had turned down. It was a non-contact case in another state. What does that mean? Well, the semi kind of just went over and drove this person off, serious injuries, but one of my lawyers took the case, was able to find a witness, did an affidavit, and said, we saw the truck run him off the road. Well, so now if it gets into actual having to file suit, then many times what the lawyers do, we associate with lawyers, say if it happened in Las Vegas, with someone who's renowned, and you know, we know how to go through the channels and try to find out what is their reputation. You're always taking a chance, but you're using the best judgment you have to pick a local lawyer, and they're using the best judgment they have to pick a lawyer to associate. Sometimes we could make a mistake. Sometimes good lawyers go bad, and sometimes good cases go bad for whatever reason. And But that's what I would do immediately. Hook up with a local lawyer.
And you may get lucky, depending on where the accident is, that they could have a license, and if it's a contiguous state or something where they may have
realistically, what we do is we put together these claims. We'll get your medical bills, your lost wages. If there is a permanent disability and the doctor says, well, they've got a 10% permanent disability, then we have an economist look at it. They'll give us a chart and say, well, that's worth about $550,000 over their course of their lifetime. And so the real world is the lawyers hit them high, their insurance company hits you low, then the lawyer comes down a little, insurance company, and that's where the master negotiator comes. And if your lawyer, what's going on right now, all the insurance companies, they are really evaluating, do these lawyers, the plaintiff's lawyers, do they have the resources to get these experts? And if we do, and do we have a track record of many multi-million? It's the fear of the unknown that makes those guys put the big money on the table.
All right, well, we're going to get to more of your calls soon. I know some of you are holding, but keep calling that number 737 plus 737-7587, and we'll be back after a short break.